Jonathan this morning for requesting Surrender and Cheap Trick, introducing me to that song this morning. So thank you so much. And we are very grateful for the Reverend Sophie. She's joined us here in the studio this morning. It's lovely to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. It's very lovely to see you guys too this morning. It's so good to be able to come into the studio. Here I was in Tesco's doing a bit of birthday shopping for my girlie, and I thought I'd just pop in and do Grati-Tuesday from the studio this morning.
I love that. In fact, we need one of these actually.
Hey! So who is celebrating and how old? And tell us a little more.
Okay, so it's Rachel's birthday today. Rachel is 15 today. 15 going on 30, I hasten to add. I mean, she's in the middle of her GCSEs. She's joined the Royal Marine Cadets in Milford Haven just recently, and she's just working really, really hard. So I think she deserves a good birthday hug today.
Yay! Happy birthday. And you've got you did some shopping, I hear?
I did do some shopping. So she's had her birthday on. Big surprise. Big surprise.
Big surprise. We won't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. No. I mean, she knows obviously because we do a birthday cake every year. But we always go surprise.
She's got an educated guess.
Yes.
But no fear there. Love that. No stranger to the studio though. Alive and kicking on a Sunday, and on Saturday.
I know. I did Laurie's lifestyle. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I was here on my own though. That was a bit scary. But Father Neil wasn't with me. I was missing my other half. Basically, I mean, it's like we come in twos. We just
driving solo.
Driving solo. So it was a bit, because when we did live before, he did all the weather and stuff for me, whilst I was just dealing with talking into the microphone and the buttons, of which there are quite a few. But he wasn't there, so I was all on my own for 3 hours.
But you did it.
Yeah, you did it.
I did it. Apart from the bit where I forgot to put the volume up on one bit.
Hey, it happens.
It was only once.
That's a win. That's a win. But you covered crochet, Lego. Like, I love that.
I didn't know what else to talk about, so I just thought I'm going to talk about all the things that I like doing when it's cold outside.
This lifestyle's perfect. I almost rang in and gave you my pumpkin soup recipe because I've been making stuff with pumpkins recently.
Amazing.
We didn't have time to carve them, so I'm now cooking with them.
You're cooking with pumpkins? That's amazing.
I made a risotto the other day. And tonight I'm making a stuffed pumpkin with wild rice.
That sounds really exciting.
I know.
I think I have to grab those recipes off you.
They're amazing.
That's very exciting.
It's really
so
good.
I quite like this idea of doing a radio show. It's quite exciting. So I was talking to my daughter yesterday and I said we should do a true crime radio show on Pure West Radio. I mean, that would be so much fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because we're both into true crime and like true crime stories and stuff and podcasts and things. We listen to it all the time. I thought, we could do our own. I think.
Well, it's out. It's in the world now. It's out there. It's out there. We put it out.
So it's done.
As long as we're not featured, Tom.
As long as you're not featured.
Yeah, I know. Quick, put my mask on. Kaylee Thomas says good morning this morning. It's Grati-Tuesday. And it's not a big surprise. And the theme of the Grati-Tuesdays, Gina, that we're getting on the Facebook post.
I knew you were going to ask me that because I'm not over there at the moment.
The theme of them. You know the theme of them.
I know the theme of them. Looking back in the Remembrance weekend.
Yes.
Lots of lovely pictures coming in and everybody very, very grateful for what everybody's done for us in the past. It really is,
for servicemen and women around the country that have past and present. We're grateful for them. And then a new one's just come in, Amanda Jane Davis, grateful for her mum, Anna Davis, and it's her birthday today as well. So I'm going to put one of them in.
Happy birthday. That's amazing.
Yeah, Kaylee Thomas says hello on our Facebook as well. So hello. And it is Grati-Tuesday where we pause for a moment and we get to hear the perspective from the Alive and Kicking team. And so Sophie, I'm gonna hand over to you.
Morning, everybody. So I'm very grateful this morning for coffee, to be honest with you. That's what I'm grateful for this morning. But also for all the celebrations that we had over the weekend. It was really, really good. But I thought I would talk to you this morning. It's a bit of a strange one, really, because it's not really something that I'm grateful for, but it's something that I think is actually quite helpful for people. And that's anger. Anger. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. So often people kind of try and run away from being angry, don't they? They think it's shameful for being angry. Tom and I spoke about this just a minute ago, and it's something that we don't kind of want to talk about being angry. And I think that's because we confuse. There are a couple of different types of angry, aren't there? There's that angry that we have when someone has forgotten to put their indicator light on when you're going around a roundabout, and you get angry in the car, as I did this morning. As I was like, indicators. That's what the indicators are for. Put the indicators on. Anyway, so there's that type of angry. That kind of rash angry. And then there is that righteous anger that comes when we see things happening on a regular basis, like we see people who are living in poverty when they shouldn't be. We see people being killed in conflicts across the world when they shouldn't be. And we see, children who are starving in places across the world. And that kind of anger leads to change.
Mhm.
That is the kind of anger that makes people passionate and leads them to a place where they want to make a change and they want to move people forward. So in that respect, anger can be a really, really helpful emotion. It can be a really helpful thing to grapple with. Rash anger, the kind of anger where you get angry with the guy for not putting his indicator on, that doesn't help anybody. But considered anger that leads to a passion to move people, that's the kind of anger we need to focus our minds on. And of course that is the kind of anger that Jesus had when he was throwing tables over in the temple and saying, actually, it's not okay that you're stopping these people from worshipping, from these people from getting to the temple. And I think particularly at the moment that is on my heart, I guess, because we have Muslims and Jewish people and Christians all in the Holy Land who all they want to do is worship.
Mhm.
And their temple is their place of worship, their place of love is being torn apart, and by people who don't know better.
Yeah.
And so that's where my anger is at the moment. It's kind of like wanting to pray for people, and that anger, when it leads to prayer and it leads to us doing something that's helpful for people, that's what anger should be used for, and for nothing else.
It's like an emotional anger, isn't it? It brings that emotion and it's that force then.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and it gives you that driving. That force is a really good word, isn't it? It's that driving us forward to make the world a better place, and that's where we need to be involved. And we say that a politician who shall remain nameless said a few months ago that the church should not get involved in politics. And I think I've probably mentioned this before. Actually, all the church does is get involved in politics, because we are the whole of the Bible is a political document. It's about us moving people from a place of poverty, a place of oppression, a place of injustice, to a place of nourishment and health and well-being and flourishing in love. In love.
And that's the thing about anger as well, is that it's a reaction. It's a stimulus that happens to us. We can't control it. It's something that happens. Something's happened, and then we feel an emotion for it. And we can always be quite hard to judge ourselves as to, why am I feeling this way? But actually, for the sake of maybe taking a couple of moments, whether it's prayer, whether it's writing, whether it's mindfulness, and actually unpicking why you're feeling like that, and whether it is a social injustice, whether it's some family or political or whatever it might be, but taking that time to unpick it and realize I'm feeling this way because of something. Now what can I do? What chain reaction can something's happened to me to invoke this feeling in me? What can I do to push the next rung along, kind of thing?
And it's really important, that bit in the middle, that takes you from that anger, that makes you feel angry and upset about something, to the place where you do something about it, is the middle bit, where you're actually taking a step back, reflecting on the situation. What is it about that situation that has made you angry? And then moving forward with that anger, because otherwise you react rather than act in compassion. And so we see a lot of reaction in the world, and actually we shouldn't be reacting. We should be acting in a measured way.
Yeah. And in fact, this week of all weeks is a great week to be having this conversation because, of course, Gina, on Friday, it's Children in Need. And that's all come about because of these feelings and these emotions. Like, let's do something about it. And you've now got this nationwide fundraising effort. And we're going to be joined by people doing something silly and fun, but with a very serious reason behind it. We're going to be joined by them very shortly. But what a perfect example.
A perfect example, absolutely. So that would be my advice to you today. It would be it's okay to be angry. Just don't react, but act compassionately.
Amazing. Reverend Sophie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And for those that might be walking around there and having that, I'm going to use the phrase chip on your shoulder, but it's not that. It's more than a chip. It's something that's deep rooted. They've it's gone through the shoulder blade, as it were. There might be a reason for it, and you might have difficulty articulating it. So try and talk to people, try and talk to yourself, and write things down, and you never know what that might be. And there's plenty of people and organizations that can support you doing something in a far more responsive manner as well.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Gina, we have got people joining us very shortly.
We have Marty and Yuan will be joining us right here to talk about what they've got planned for this Friday, Children in Need.
Reverend Sophie, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Mae Comisiwn Ffiniau a Democrataidd Leol Cymru yn cynnal